Hey out there. Welcome back to Reimagining Rebellion. This is week 2, day 4, and our episode today is titled, Of Course This Is Hard. Good people end up in hell because they can't forgive themselves. Robin Williams. Let's take a breath. Not because things are falling apart, but because you've been doing something this week that most people never do. You've been looking, not fixing, not optimizing, not collecting insights to deploy later, just looking, honestly, at things that don't always look back kindly. That takes something most people don't give themselves credit for. Robin Williams, who made the whole world laugh and privately carried more than most people could bear, once said that the worst thing you can do is look at yourself with contempt. That comedy, at its best, was the art of looking at the hardest things and finding the humanity in them rather than the shame. He wasn't talking about making light of pain. He was talking about something much harder. Meeting yourself without cruelty. This is the part of the work nobody puts on the brochure, because the moment you start seeing your own beliefs clearly, I mean really clearly, the temptation is enormous to turn that clarity into a weapon against yourself, to look at what you've believed, how you've operated, what you've protected without questioning, and decide that you should have known better. You shouldn't have, and you couldn't have. You did exactly what you were designed to do with exactly the information and capacity you had at the time. That's not an excuse. That's just true. Self-compassion in this context isn't a warm bath. It isn't telling yourself everything is fine when it isn't. It's something more precise than that. It's the ability to see clearly and stay kind, to notice the cage and not punish yourself for having been in it, and to understand that the beliefs you're examining weren't weakness. They were adaptations, sophisticated, intelligent, often elegant responses to conditions you didn't choose. The work is not self-flagellation in the opposite direction. The work is noticing with curiosity instead of judgment, which, if you've spent decades judging yourself, is actually the harder thing. So if this week has felt heavy, good. That means something real is happening. And if you've caught yourself thinking, I should have figured this out years ago, that's just one more belief worth noticing. Of course this is hard. You're questioning things that were never meant to be questioned. You're staying present with a nervous system designed to move away from discomfort. You're looking at parts of yourself that have been in the dark for a long time. So, of course it's hard. That's not a problem. That's the work. Today's echo question: where have you been hardest on yourself this week? And what would it look like to meet that place with curiosity instead? Here's a thought to take with you. For me, comedy starts as a spew, a kind of explosion, and then you sculpt it from there, if at all. It comes out of a deeper, darker side. Maybe it comes from anger because I'm outraged by cruel absurdities, the hypocrisy that exists everywhere, even within myself, where it's hardest to see. Robin Williams. Being hard on yourself for not seeing sooner is just the cage doing its job.